When I was 21, my parents disowned me for not meeting their expectations. Now, at 29, they're demanding I surrender my bank accounts and help clean up the chaos surrounding their favored daughter. My parents and I have barely exchanged words in years. For the past 7 years, they've hardly acknowledged my existence. The rift began when I revealed I wasn't pursuing a career they deemed acceptable. It wasn't because I lacked ambition or direction, as they often implied. I simply didn't share their values. To them, success meant attending an elite university, securing a prestigious job, and earning a fortune in a field that would impress their social circle. That wasn't my path. I wanted to be a graphic designer. I loved creating art. I didn't care if that made me seem like a letdown or a failure in their eyes. That's what I told them at 21, and that's when they severed ties. No more financial help, no visits, no phone calls. I was essentially erased from the family for not conforming to their ideals. My sister Anna was the opposite. She embodied everything they valued. She attended an Ivy League law school, graduated with distinction, landed a high-profile job at a top firm, and married a man just as affluent and driven as she was. They lived in a luxurious city apartment, took extravagant trips, and always drove the latest car. Every milestone she achieved was broadcast by my parents to anyone who would listen. Family gatherings revolved around Anna's accomplishments. Me? I wasn't even invited to most of them. Meanwhile, I was carving out a different life. After college, I juggled various jobs, gaining experience, and barely covering rent and groceries. Eventually, I went freelance, took on larger clients, and started building a quiet reputation. I wasn't wealthy, but I was getting by, and I did it independently. It wasn't a life of glamour or riches, but it was mine, and I took pride in it. For years, I'd occasionally reach out to my family. A text here, a call there, to say hello, or share that I was doing all right. They never replied. I wasn't angry, but I felt like a shadow. Eventually, I stopped trying. If they couldn't accept me for who I was, I saw no point in pleading for their attention. Then, earlier this year, my mom called out of the blue. Seeing her name on my phone was jarring. For a moment, I thought something had happened to my dad. But when I answered, she sounded oddly upbeat, asking how I was and noting how long it had been. I didn't know how to respond, so I listened as she shared family updates I had no context for. After a few minutes of chit-chat, she got to the real reason for her call. Apparently, Anna's husband was caught in a major financial scandal. Something about a Ponzi scheme or defrauding investors. I didn't get all the details because my mom skimmed over them. What mattered was that Anna's life had unraveled. Her husband's assets were frozen, they lost their home, and she was now jobless, buried in debt and bad publicity. I can't tell you the full story in this short video. If you want to see the full story, the link is given below. Click on it to watch the full story.